Alright, the clip I'm going to sample from, it'll be in the description box with a timestamp so you can go hear it without my edits and cuts, but I'm going to block a few words. Alright, this weirdo, he's going to say anti-cure conspiracy theorist. I'll block that out. Then in the second clip I'm going to show you highlighting weirdo, he's going to say people who refuse to obey the science and get fully cured. I'll block that too. I'll cut that out. All right. The video in the description box will be someone by the name of Max Egan. And he's going to talk about what I'm going to describe as the shit sandwich.
The way they play things, folks. I mean, you know, as you know, everything's always backwards. That's just the way they work. But the world's gone crazy, completely crazy, because of crazy people. I mean, the United States has gone nuts. It's been infiltrated so heavily with Marxism, infiltrated so heavily with all this SGW, LBQ, TJ, whatever it is, all this transgender agenda. And these people are nuts. I mean, and that's why America's in the state that it's in, because of these people. There's this one guy, I mean, have a look at this guy. I mean, what do you even say to this?
What am I doing right now? I'm pumping my gas and I'm fighting systemic racism and I'm saving lives.
Well, actually, no, I just want to interrupt there for a minute. What you're actually doing is standing at a fuel pump using a cell phone, which means you're endangering your own life and the lives of everybody else at the gas station. But I digress. Let's continue.
What am I doing right now? I'm pumping my gas and I'm fighting systemic racism and I'm saving lives. I will gladly pay more money for my gas as long as Donald Trump is not in the White House. If you have a problem with paying more for gas, then maybe you're just homophobic and you're a bigot. You know, I'm protecting our democracy right now. And I'm fighting for Ukraine. What are you doing? You anti-conspiracy theorist? You science denier? What are you doing? Nothing! Nothing!
Yeah, and that's the type of people that you're dealing with in the United States. At least the guy's dedicated. He went to speak to the government as well. This same guy went to speak to government, of course, with a very valid issue. And I warn you here, folks, I mean, this is the sort of stuff that I think your IQ can drop by even viewing it. So you might want to fast forward maybe 1 or 2 minutes to get past this guy. But it just show you the type of stuff that people are protesting their government about at the moment.
Now, Max is one of the top conspiracy theorists. Right, Max is up there with David Icke, other people like Alex Jones, and the late Dick Gregory. Right, yes, Dick Gregory was a conspiracy theorist. Most of what came out of that man's mouth was about secret government plots. Right, but I've heard Max often speak against voting or just participating in the system. And he's going to mention that in the next clip I'm going to play for you too. But I'm going to use him and the weirdo to help me point out something to folks.
Yeah, and that's the type of people that you're dealing with in the United States. At least the guy's dedicated. He went to speak to the government as well. This same guy went to speak to government, of course, with a very valid issue. And I warn you here, folks, I mean, this is the sort of stuff that I think your IQ can drop by even viewing it. So you might want to fast forward maybe 1 or 2 minutes to get past this guy. But it just show you the type of stuff that people are protesting their government about at the moment.
Max, you mind if I take this off? Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, anyways, I'm ready. A little bit about me. My name is Marty Epstein. I'm an editor for BuzzFeed. I also work part-time at my local Starbucks as a barista due to the fact that they are paying for my 14-year-old openly gay transgender offspring's transition surgery. But I also enjoy the free pumpkin spice lattes. They are super yummy. I am also a former writer for the New York Times. I have a college education from the University of Oregon, where I majored in gender studies. I am offended that our children are not receiving affordable gender reassignment surgery along with hormone blockers and access to abortions. This alone is a threat to our democracy, as Justin Trudeau only says. It just shows that you people do not care about our children, and that these are the same people who refuse to obey the science and get fully hated. It's science, people! Science! Science! And you are selfish murderers. I could die. Don't you people care about my life? You racist, insensitive, homophobic pigs! My 14-year-old openly gay sibling's transgender offspring also has two daddies who love their offspring so much, and CPS is working overtime to take their child away. However, my biggest concern is that my sibling's offspring isn't allowed to play in the 8-year-old girls basketball league at the YMCA. This alone is showcasing the worst form of transphobia and is a threat to our democracy. My sibling's transgender offspring feels like an 8-year-old girl. Therefore, they should be able to play in the 8-year-old girls league. Imagine living in a world where a little transgender offspring isn't allowed to follow their dreams because of transphobic Trump supporters and science deniers and conspiracy theorists. I still have nightmares every single night because of the hateful things that Donald Trump said on Twitter. I praise Joe Biden for having the courage and decency to stand up and say that poor kids are just as bright as white kids. In this previous election, decency was on the ballot, and that's what I voted for, not this racist dictator, Donald Trump, the orange man.
Time is up. No, your time is up. Thank you.
You look at that, that's what's happened to the United States. Sure, there's a lot of good people there, but this is what you're dealing with. When you're trying to get change, this is what you're dealing with. Even when people say, oh, you know, you shouldn't vote, and sure, I mean, you shouldn't because the whole voting system is corrupt, but the problem is that guys like this, or whatever it is, this individual, whatever it is, they do vote. That's the problem. And when people like that do vote, then this is what you get with your government, this is what you get with your system.
Exactly. Problem is, people like Weirdo does vote. Hence the shit sandwich. Of course, we have the red and blue parties, and then we have the factions within, like the Tea Party or the progressives and others who may be considered to be on the fringes, like libertarians or centrist Democrats or whatever. And listen, like I've said before, libertarians are merely Republicans that are too pussy to just go on ahead and be Republicans, right? But anyway, you have all those splinter groups and sleeper cells and everything in there, right? Then you have the independents that could be neither here nor there or everywhere, depending on the weather or whichever way the wind blows. But the ones I want to get to are the ones who I'll describe as the condiments, the mayonnaise, mustard, or the ketchup in the shit sandwich. Right? You got the red and blue bread, of course. You know, the pickles, lettuce, tomatoes, who would be, you know, the side groups I mentioned. Then you have the ones who think that they're out of it because they don't participate. Oh, no, not me. I don't do the red and blue paradigm. Right? Listen, you're not out of it. You're still stuck in the middle of this sandwich. And this sandwich will be made with or without your help, and with or without your agreement, you will be included in this sandwich. Now, you could keep telling yourselves that because you haven't signed up for any party that you are somehow some higher thinker that's unlike the ones who do participate. You tell yourself that, but the bottom line is your higher thinking hasn't mattered. Why? Well, because you're still affected by the activities of others anyway. Right, and let me show you what I mean by the activities of others. This dude's name is Kincaid.
Or, you know, at least then have some kind of competitive equalizer there. You know, that's why my wife knows how to use a fucking firearm. That's why she has one, because she is a woman and she is physically less strong than a man, generally speaking. I mean, I guess there's some dudes she could beat up, but you know, not many. So, I mean, it's the great equalizer. It's perfect. And like, up until, semi recently, the past couple of years, especially this last year, where the real fit has hit the shan. She's been, a super liberal kind of person. She's definitely got some more conservative feelings towards things. I don't encourage her to do anything. We don't talk politics. I talk politics with her when she brings it up because she knows that I'm more well-versed than she is. She's not interested in that sort of thing, but she's starting to get interested in it because politics are now beginning to affect her real life, like at the gas pump. And because there's a shortage of baby formula, which, by the way, thank you to everyone who sent me baby formula. It's really helped all of us out here, especially my son, because he's going to need it at least until August, until he can have milk. Pediatrician said it, and my wife's a first-time mom. I'm a first-time dad, but I'm not so up my ass about it. I think he would probably be fine.
Yep. And the gas prices, that's just one thing. That's just one area of life. The activities of others. And listen, this is not a you need to get out and vote video. This is just about the snooty attitude people have because they feel that they're outside of the red and blue paradigm. Listen, it doesn't mean that you're different or even special in this. Not at all. Now, I'm going to play something for you, and I've brought this up numerous times over the years. Right, here's another faction among the factions that I've already mentioned, like the progressives, the I don't votes, the alt-rights, the centrist Democrats, the independents, the I'm not part of the red-blue paradigm crowd, the libertarians and others. And again, this is not a you need to get out and vote video or you need to pick a side video. Right, I'm just talking about people who are a bit annoying to me. Right, especially the ones who think that because they don't participate, that their non-participation is supposed to mean something. Right, and they really get to thinking that they can point their goody two-shoes wearing fingers at people as if because they don't have a party, it means that they haven't played a part in this big mess that we're in. And to them, all I'm saying is,
you want to be different. Sir, no, sir. What side was that, Private Pile?
But this next participant is the kind that likes to pretend that they're outside of the box. Right? People like Will Kincaid, right? And never mind him, because it's not just him. I've talked about people like him for years, even before I knew there was a Will Kincaid in existence. Right? So never mind him. We'll look at the mentality that he shares with many I've seen and talked about over the years.
What's the topic of conversation? Listen, here. What's topic of conversation for tonight then? Go on then, let's have
we didn't really have one phoning it in. It's an every Thursday. I just got through bitching about my fucking time slot. And it's like, well, I didn't.
Go on, sorry.
You up?
Well, the thing is before you start up one of these, I thought you were supposed to have like some sort of, not an itinerary, what's the word? Some sort of schedule. Okay, you're not right well planned.
I usually do, yeah.
Right, so come on, what's topic of conversation? Can we talk about football? European football? None of that American
I
shit.
fucking hate football. Fuck Manchester United. Fuck the EU. Yeah.
Fuck them all. Fuck the long, the short, and the tall. For we are united, and we are the best. For we are united, so fuck all the rest. Listen, main question.
Are you from Swindon?
Am I from Swindon? I'm from a little place called Leeds in Yorkshire, mate. Listen, next question is, what side of the political spectrum would you class yourself as? Left, right, centre?
Oh God.
Are we not allowed? Are we not?
Well, no, we are. No, it's fine. It's just I don't even know. I don't even fucking know anymore. We had a discussion about this on Smokey's channel earlier today. It's like, I don't know. 4 or 5 years ago, I would have considered myself liberal, but that doesn't mean anything anymore. Then they started in 2016. It was like Sargon's classically liberal thing, right? That now it's just like I'm technically a registered libertarian, I won't be. I'm going to register as a Republican, although I don't agree with fucking Republicans either. So most people on the internet would classify me as far right, even though I have no far right ideals whatsoever.
Oh, well, Kincaid abuses trannies.
So that's why
Can I
it's
just
a
be
difficult
straight
question.
with you, mate? Can I just stop you there?
Yeah.
Liar, liar, pants on fire. He's lying. Will is undoubtedly and without question a conservative Republican right-winger. Everything that comes from Will's mouth regarding social matters just so happens to be the same as any conservative, except for his pro-gay stuff. He's with the pro-gay thing. But everything else is conservative. The ones who will land on conservative when it comes to just about any position will turn around and say, but I'm not a Republican. Now, how many times have I talked about those types? I've talked about those types plenty of times before, but I'm not a conservative. But everything that they talk about, whatever position it is just so happens to be conservative. Whatever.
But do you expect me to believe that you don't know left from right? Sir, no, sir. Then you did that on purpose. You want to be different. Sir, no, sir. What side was that, Private Pile? Sir, left side, sir. Are you sure, Private Pile? Sir, yes, sir. What side was that, Private Pile? Sir, right side, sir. Don't fuck with me again, Pile. Pick up your fucking cover. Sir, yes, sir.
And I'm going to leave with this. I'm almost done. In this example, this incident, man, it's just sad. Right? I shouldn't even tell it, but
now, but I gotta do this. Cause this is ridiculous.
Happened maybe about a year and a half ago. Right? I'm in the parking lot walking towards the Home Depot, and I see a dude coming out of the subway. Right? He takes his mask off and starts eating up his sandwich, walking towards me, right? I'm walking towards him, he walking towards me, right? He gets to his car, right? I can see him because I'm headed to the Home Depot. It's a big old parking lot. I see him, right? He gets to his car. He takes his keys out, puts his sandwich in the car, puts the mask back on, gets in his car, and drives off. Was anybody in the car with him? Puts his mask back on. I guess because the car is an enclosed area, like he was wearing it when he was in Subway. But who told him to put one of those on? Wasn't me. It wasn't you, I'm sure. So who told him? Or should I be asking what told him that he needed to have that on? The point is, government, regardless of how we feel about it, is present. Your feelings about how government should be irrelevant means nothing. Your complaints about what governments are doing means everything, though. We play the game either way. Even if you're sitting on the bench in your I don't do the red and blue paradigm mindset, the game still plays. You're still here. We play it anyway or either way. Even when we know the red versus blue game is.